In the same way as we provide a measurement for the pin position, which is traditionally in paces, we also provide a full measurement of the hole, because obviously pushing the tees forward, whether it's 2 paces or 40 yards, we are shortening the hole somehow, and we need to provide an official full measurement. This dot here on the tee box, this officially represents the start of the hole. If you look at the yardage book, you got this tee here, right, which is the tee box that we're using, and you may see this little yellow dot. That is officially the start of the hole. And if you look into the fairway, you see these numbers. For example, you see this yellow spot. If we actually go onto the fairway, we will find that yellow spot. And these numbers, what they need, 250, 143. What it means is that from this yellow dot here, which is basically on the tee box, to this yellow spot here on the fairway, it is exactly 250 yards. And from this spot to the start of the green, which is this tee here, it's 143 yards. Okay? So what I'm doing today is I'm shortening the hole by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Right? 10. So what I will write in my yardage book is -10. So that players know that when they're teeing up the ball in here, they know that to get to this yellow spot on the fairway, it's gonna be 240 yards.
And where is this number gonna go? It's gonna go, how do you get that to the players?
No, they don't receive this number in writing. They will simply pay, they will pace it off.
Yeah, okay.
Right? The caddies or players will pace it off. Sometimes we've got more than one tee box available, and depending on the features of the holes, penalty areas, bunkers, depending on the length of the hole, we might want to use more than one tee box so that we can provide a different test, different challenge every day. There are times where the course is playing very soft and very short because it's damp. We might want to just push the tee forward a little bit to facilitate, players to get to a certain part of the fairway, of the landing area, and wind is the massive factor. So there are many times when players are playing a particular hole into the wind and it becomes particularly tough. Those are the times when we may want to push the tee forward. Some other times it's no wind at all, or even if it's windy like it has been, a little windy here in the last couple of days, but nothing really relevant. And the holes are short anyway, so in those cases we don't tend to push the tees forward. We try and remain more or less in the same area. So this is what we're going to do today on one. Okay, we are going to, if you see the dots on the ground, obviously that's round 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's round 3 and 4, because obviously the first 4 rounds we played in 2 courses.
Yeah.
And players have alternated courses, so we need to make sure that
the setup is the same.
The setup is the same basically for round 1 and 2 and for round 3 and 4. But we have progressively gone forward 1 or 2 steps. What I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna go forward 1 step today, round 5, and then I will go back to this area tomorrow, round 6. What I do is I line 1 tee marker to the center axis of the fairway, or where most balls will land. Just make sure that that is aligned. Okay, and then what I do is I don't align this tee marker to the fairway, but I align on the side this tee marker with the tee marker that I've already set. So come here. And make sure that the tee markers are aligned on the side. Then obviously a double check from behind. Okay, and I might realize these tee markers are now aiming too much on the right, so I'm gonna adjust them. Okay. Okay. Double check from behind. Okay, now if I look at the tee markers from behind, it really looks like it's aiming where I want to. Stretch my arms. Okay, you can see that my hands, joint hands, are aiming basically to the right corner of the bunker, okay? Which is exactly where I want my imaginary line to be. So, my pin, again, the plan I've got is 36.8 right. This is just my draft plan. So what I'm doing is, I know this green is 44 yards deep, which is this yellow dot here. From 44 to reach 36, I obviously need to pace back 8 paces. So I will do 8 paces from the right edge. So roughly, I walk on this line. We use this. There's a pitch mark, so let's just use the pitch mark so that we get rid of it when we cut the hole. And let's double check how many paces I've got to the edge. Seven paces. Let's double check it again. I know it's gonna be 7 paces from the edge, but I've got a little doubt as in whether I'm 8 paces in or 9 paces in backwards. So I'm not gonna do some double checks. I'm gonna pace from this axis this time, not the central axis. From the pin, parallel with the lateral fairway axis coming through the green. I'm gonna pace towards the end and see how many paces I'm left with. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can confirm that 9 is actually better than 8. And in fact, 9 paces are in line both with the actual edge of the green and with the yellow dot to the side. Now I do an extra check. I pace from the margin of the green. 1, 2, 3, see that 8 I've not reached quite yet. 9 I have. So again, this confirms to me 9 is the right measurement. One last check to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got my pin position. And it's gonna be 44 minus 9, it's 35, 7 right. So as you can see, my draft plan is 36 right, but it is actually confirmed to be 35, 7 right. And that is the pin that will go to the players tomorrow. Because of the shape of this green, right, the center axis coming off the fairway onto the green, it runs through here, you see? So basically the tee coming backwards from the green through the central axis will result just outside the green at exactly this height, because obviously you see the green extends down to here. The left arm is actually the start of the green. Basically, this point here where the green starts. So when I'm pacing off my pins, what I'm doing, I will pace my pins off from few angles to make sure that I've got the exact figure. Let's take into consideration this pin of today, which is 20 on, 5 left. The way I'm pacing it, I'm not pacing of course towards the pin, but I am pacing through the central axis of the green, and I am stopping when I am in line with the pin and finding out what the measurement is. So, example, what I'm doing is, I know that is the central axis. I've got a reference point in my mind because I've been doing setup in the last 5 days, and I know it's that tree with a little V on the trunk. So I go 1, 2, 3. 20. My pin is exactly 20 yards on, or 20 paces on. Okay? So I'm walking through the central axis of the green, and if I stop here at 20, I can see that my pin is exactly there. And then, as I approach the pin, I check that the hole cutting is fine. The hole in white has been applied, which is a little, white paint on the lip of the hole. And I check my lateral paces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So effectively, my pin is 25 left, which is exactly what I had planned for the day. This is what we're gonna do now. I'm going to pace my pin for tomorrow for round 6, and we're going to leave a little red dot that the greenkeepers will find tomorrow morning when cutting the new pin. Today we might get a little bit of rain in the afternoon, and this pin is ideal, and there is some process behind this pin. In particular, I wanted this pin to be on a high spot. We're not gonna get flooded greens, but just in case, it's always safe to have a pin on a high spot when rain is expected, as opposed to a low spot, which gets soft and potentially flooded much easier, much quicker. We're actually dealing with something which is live. The golf course is live. The golf course will react differently every day. The grass will react differently every day, and the weather is changing every day.